Good morning, dear students. Uh, Today we will see multiple linear regression. Uh, Before this, we have seen many times linear regression. So that we have seen only for one variable. For example, if I write y is equal to a0 plus a1x, then there is only one variable x which is involved in that. Then we have seen the polynomial regression, wherein we have considered the second order or third order of a variable, but there also we have considered only one variable, which was x. So in a second order regression, we used y is equal to a0 plus a1x plus a2x square. But in a multiple linear regression, we have more than one variable. So like this, we have y is equal to a0 plus a1x1 plus a2x2 plus e. So this particular equation involves two variables, right? For example, if you consider the prices of a house in a particular area or in a city, then the prices of house will depend on many different aspects. One can be the area of the house, okay, square feet area of the house. Another can be the location of the house, or it can be the height of the house, right, or the built up area of the house, and the actual ground area of the house, right? So these two variables, again you can use multiple linear regression and find out the impact of the different variables in a particular data set. Now in the case of a linear regression, we were having only two dimensions, x and y. So what we were having is a straight line on in the xy plane. But now we are having two variables, x1 and x2, and the output is y. So in this case, instead of a line, we will have a regression plane, right? So the point will be will have three dimensions, x1, x2 and y, and instead of a straight line regression, we will have number of lines, okay, which will basically indicate a plane. Okay, so if our point lies in that particular plane, then it we say that it is fitting our plane. So earlier we tried to fit the line, now we are trying to fit the plane. That is the difference between the linear regression and multiple linear regression. Ultimately, linear regression is a specific example of multiple linear regression. So as usual, we will have to find out the important values, like the values of a0, a1 and a2, because now we have written y is equal to a0 plus a1 x1 plus a2 x2. So same way as we have done for linear regression, we will have to find an equation to minimize the sum of squares. So in this case, the sum of squares are nothing but the y minus a0 minus a1 x1 minus a2 x2. So this is one point. For a single point, this will be the error, y minus a0 minus a1 x1 minus a2 x2. Similarly, I can find the error for all the remaining points and take the square of each error. Again, once again remind you that why we are taking square, so that we can consider only the magnitude. So we just want to take the positive values and then add them up, because we want to see the impact, right? So as the value changes from I equal to 1 to n, we are going to square everything, and then we are going to add them up. Okay, now as we have done with the earlier equations, what we will do, we have to find out the minimum value of this SR. The minimum value of SR means the minimum residual sum of squares, and to get that, we will differentiate that SR with respect to the coefficients a0, a1 and a2, so that when we equate this to 0, we'll get three simultaneous equations, and with these three simultaneous equations, we'll get the values of a0, a1 and a2. Our ultimate aim is to fit the line y is equal to a0 plus a1 x1 plus a2 x2, and to get the best value of a0, a1 and a2, we are going to do the partial differentiation with respect to these 3 points, and then we are going to get the answer for a0, a1 and a2. So you can try these 3 values, these 3 differentiations on a piece of paper, and you will get these equations as shown here. Well, moving ahead, if I do the partial differentiation of the first equation, second and third equation, I can get the equations as shown here, right? And I can write the equations in a matrix form. So the first partial differentiation will result in na0 plus summation x1I a1 plus summation x2I into a2 is equal to summation y. This will be the first equation. Similarly, you can see the second equation will be second row of the matrix multiplied by the a0 a1 a2. So summation x1I a0 plus summation x1 square I a1 plus summation x1I x2I a2 equal to summation x1I yi. Similarly, I can write this for the third row of the matrix as well, right? So I have whatever we have got in the earlier equations, we have substituted in the matrix form so that you get a easy thing for solving, right? Now let us see one simple example. For example, this is the data which is given to you. Now instead of one variable x, we have two variables x1, x2 and the output y. Y is somehow dependent on x1 and x2. We are supposed to find this relationship between y, x1 and x2. Okay. So we have to use multiple linear regression for this. So how we will solve this? It is very simple. Just now we have seen the matrix, the equations for two variables, right? And these equations are written in the matrix form here. So here we need to find all these values n. Then n is the number of data points. Okay. Then summation x1I, that means I have to add all the x values, the x1 values together, that will be summation x1I. Summation x2I will be adding all the x2 values together. Then similarly summation x1I square means square every point of x, add them up, and so on and so forth. Similarly on the right hand side. So you can do it easily. This is a simple calculation, simple numerical arithmetic calculation has to be done and substituted in the matrix form. So if I do that, then I will get here here see the number of points are 1 2 3 4 5 6. So I get 6 here, right? Then summation of xi is 16.5 and so on and so forth. So just observe the earlier equation, this matrix form equation, okay, and this equation. So we have simply substituted the values here, and then you get a simple matrix. So a0 a1 a2 will be, if you take this matrix on the right hand side, it will be inverse into 54, 243.5 into 100. You can use the Gauss elimination method or any other method, and you will get the value of a0 a1 and a2. That means my y is equal to a0 5 plus 4x1 minus 3x2, right? So this is what multiple linear regression gives us. So you know the value of y for x1 0, x2 0, but you don't know the value of y for x1 as 1 and x2 as 1. This multiple linear regression now can help you to get that answer, right? So that is the advantage of multiple linear regression. So for example, if I know that the let's take the second point here, where x1 is 2, x1 is 2, x2 is 1 and y is 10, right? So let us say 10 is the value of house in lakhs. So if I have 2000 square feet ground area and 1000 square feet built up area, I can say the house price is 10 lakhs. Example, I'm just giving you a random example. So what if I have the ground area of 1000 square feet and the built up area of 500 square feet? What will be the house of what will be the cost of the house? This cannot be determined just by looking at the data, but now we have fit the line and we got this a0 a1 and a2. That means y is equal to 5 plus a1 x1 plus a2 x2. Using this equation, I can substitute any value of x1 x2 and I can predict the value of y, right? So this is the advantage of multiple linear regression. Now here is the table which shows all the values of calculations, right, which we have used earlier. So y, the summation of y, in the bottom you see the summation sign. Everything which is required in the earlier problem has been given here. Now the logic which we have used for the two variables, we have just considered two variables, y equal to a0 plus a1 x1 plus a2 x2. This can be extended to any number of variables, right? And this is what is given here, y is equal to a0 plus a1 x1 plus a2 x2 plus up to am xm plus e is the error term. And this is a generalized formula to calculate the standard error, and you can write an algorithm to get this, right? So you can, of course, for only two variables and for less number of data points, you can do manual calculations as we have done here. But in real life, when you have thousands of data points and hundreds of variables, it is not possible to do that. That's why you have to write a program or a algorithm. Okay, so this is the pseudocode for multiple linear regression. Okay, so here we are using number of for loops to get the answers which are shown earlier, right? So for I equal to 1 to order plus 1, j equal to 1 to I, we'll take the initial sum as 0, then we'll take the new sum as sum plus xi minus 1l into xj minus 1l, right? Then this is the summation of the x1 x2 which is required, right? Similarly, you can find out the summation of y etc. and continue this right? And this will give you this will assemble the elements of the normal equations for multiple regression, right? So this is how you can write a simple pseudocode. Actually, you need not write, because you are supposed to use the MATLAB function which does this automatically for you, but this is just for your additional information. Then there is a concept called as general linear least squares. So general linear least squares means what? We have seen before this the linear regression, then we have seen the polynomial regression, and just now we have seen the multiple linear regression. So all of these can be in general form represented by a single equation wherein y is equal to a0 z0 plus a1 z1 plus a2 z2 up to am zm plus error, where z0 z1 etc. up to zm are the m plus 1 basis functions, right? So you can have this z0 value, z1 value, z2 value, anything. That means they can be x power 0, x power x square, x power m, right? If I use z0, z1 and z2 as x square, x power m, then it will become the polynomial regression which we have seen earlier. Instead of that, if I write z0, z1 and z2 as x1, x2, x3, then this will become the multiple linear regression just now we have seen, right? So this is a generalized equation. By changing the value of z0, I can make this equation a linear regression equation, a polynomial regression equation, or a multiple linear regression equation, right? Now remember, what do you mean by linear? Linear means the coefficients are linear. That means a0, a1, a2 are linear values. Okay, so they are not changing with they do not have any power involved in them. That's why the equation, this kind of regression, is called as a linear regression equation. So you can have this z0 as any cosine value, sine value, anything can be there. So even if I write a0 plus a1 cos omega t plus a2 sin omega t, this is also the example of a linear regression. Once again, you will say how this can be linear when you are having cos and sine functions. So once we calculate the values of a0, a1 and a2, okay, then what we are doing, we are taking a linear combination of different multiplications, right? So an individual element can be non-linear. So if you say that cos omega t into a1 is a non-linear function, but once we calculate a1, then for a given omega t, this value will be linear, right? So a1, a2 and a0 basically are coefficients. They are linear, and we are expressing y as a linear combination of some multiplication. That's why this is called as a linear regression, right? On the other hand, if you have a model like this, okay, is a0 into in bracket 1 minus e power minus 1x. Now you see the coefficient a1 is raised to power something. So this is not a linear coefficient. Now the coefficients are used in a non-linear way. So this is a truly non-linear function. All right. So this is the idea of general linear regression. Now the earlier equation, when we saw that y is equal to a0 plus z0 and z1 z2 etc. So this can be written in a general format: y is equal to z into a plus e, where z is the matrix of the calculated values, e is the error, okay, and a are the coefficients. So z can be represented in this form: z01 up to zm1 and so on, okay. Similarly you can represent the other values, okay. A and a will be nothing but a0, a1, a2 etc, right. In this format you can represent the things, and ultimately you can use your matrix multiplication thing and get the answer for a, right. So a can be calculated like this: it will be z transpose into z entire inverse multiplied by z transpose into y. So this a will give you the coefficients of the linear regression, right. So ultimately remember, whether it is linear regression, polynomial regression, multiple regression, you have to find out the coefficients. Your aim is to calculate the coefficients a0, a1 and a2. Once you calculate these coefficients, basically what you achieve is you can now predict any unknown value. So you are knowing some values of x, you can get the values of y, right. So that is the advantage of the regression. Alright, so this completes the entire linear regression part. I hope that you have understood to this point. Once again, I will request you to go through the entire set of videos and please solve the quiz which is being shared with you, because the quiz is shared with you with a purpose that you can practice and understand. Unless you practice, it is difficult to understand any topic. So this will help you understanding all three. So in summary, we have seen the simple linear regression, wherein y is equal to a0 plus a1x, that's all, one variable and straight line. That was simple linear regression. Then second thing which we saw was the polynomial regression. In polynomial regression we have the higher powers of a variable, but only one variable was there. So y is equal to a0 plus a1x plus a2x square, but only x is there, no x1 x2, right. This is polynomial regression. Then today we saw the multiple linear regression, where more than one value of x are there, x1 x2 etc. We have also seen one example, numerical example of each of these three types of regression. And finally we saw the generalized linear regression, or a simple, what is the concept of linear regression. So ultimately the aim is to find the coefficients, and this can be done easily by solving the matrix A, which is z transpose z inverse z transpose y, where z is nothing but the values like x1 x2 x3 etc. So this matrix will depend on every numerical to numerical, this matrix is going to vary, right. Fortunately you are not supposed to do all these calculations in industry. If you go actually do linear regression in practice in industry, you are not required to write all these equations. There are ready-made libraries in MATLAB, in Python, which are used for this purpose. But if you have a solid background understanding of the regression, then you are able to solve the problem in a better manner. You are able to pose the question in a better manner and get to the answer in a better manner. That is why you are supposed to understand the concepts behind that. Otherwise, writing a linear regression is a two-line code. Okay, in R programming there is a term called as LM. Okay, in MATLAB we have seen already that lin square, linsq. So there are different functions which are ready-made, which are doing all these things in background for you. Okay, but this has to be understood very clearly, right. So only remaining part now is the non-linear regression and some programming examples. This will cover in the next video. Till then, please see all the videos once again. Thank you.